Hey guys, Chloe here again. Today it's just me, sorry. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the family. Please hit the subscribe button below so you can become part of the family, grow my channel. Hit the like button so that it will, because I watch other YouTube videos or YouTubers, and they say that hitting the like button will distribute my video to other people that might be interested in my videos, and it might help my channel to grow. You can follow me on Twitter at ChloeGotLB40 and hit the notification button when you subscribe so that you are aware of when I make new videos. So let's start this out by giving a shout out to all my current subscribers. If I don't call your name out and you are watching this video, I would appreciate you commenting below. Comment below anyway. I noticed that not very many people comment on my videos, and I noticed that I get a lot of views on it. Granted, some of them are my own, but if you can please subscribe below or comment below and let me know that you watch this video, because it only tells me how many subscribers I have and not who is, or how many views I have, but it doesn't tell me who is watching the videos. So I really want to know who you guys are that are watching my videos. So I'm not sure if some of these people have unsubscribed from me or not, because at one point I did see my numbers go down. So I'm just going to call out the ones that I know are my subscribers. Amanda, Danny M. It was great seeing you the other day, Danny. Veronica, Clement from Perpetuum Jesla and Baseless. Silver Mist, Andrew, John, of course. Nana, I haven't heard from you, but I have seen pictures of you. You look beautiful. Katherine, Donna, Bill, Nipper Girl, Danny Sierra Lynn, Carolyn Nye, Kelly Dunnigan, Nolan Haben, Autumn Shade Silent Paw, Megan Connolly Gramling, and of course Allison. So those are my shout outs today. I try to do that in every video. I know I didn't do that in the last couple of videos because I didn't have the paper with me. And of course the last video that I posted was of the birth of my granddaughter, which was just over a week ago. Today I kind of want to talk about what I've been going through. This time of year I of course go through self-diagnosed SAD, which really sucks. If you want to know anything about that, go back to one of my previous videos from I think a couple years ago, where it was titled Depression versus SAD, or SAD versus Depression. You can just go to my channel, ChloeGotLB40, and click on videos and just scroll down until you see that title and you can watch that video. I kind of feel trapped in my life. I'm not exactly happy with the way my life is going, because all my life since the time I was 7 and my childhood was stolen from me, I feel like I have to please everybody else. I am a people pleaser, and as I'm sure a lot of you people are too. And if you are, you will realize what I'm saying is the truth, that you get exhausted from trying to make everybody else happy, but in the process you end up being unhappy. Because I have a saying on my refrigerator that says, sometimes the person who's there for everybody else needs someone to be there for them, or something along those lines. And that is so absolutely true. And so what I find is that, yeah, we all have our lives. We all get busy with jobs and, our own things, family and all that stuff. But sometimes it's hard for somebody like me, where I've been there for my kids, I've been there for friends, family, whatever, and when I need help with whatever, financially, emotionally, whatever, it seems like everybody disappears from my life. And I'm sorry if it's selfish that I really need all of you right now, when I'm sure that you all are very busy. And I know I do a lot of complaining in my videos and that, but I'm just so tired of living my life for everybody else, and I'm not happy. There was one time in my life except for 10 years of my life, I've lived in the Twin Cities, mainly in the suburbs of Minneapolis. I don't live in Minneapolis, never have. For 10 years, I lived in Illinois, northern Illinois. For 7 years, I lived in Elgin. For 3 years, I lived in Rockford. But where I really want to live is San Diego. I've been there many times, never lived there. I know what you guys are saying. It's expensive to live out there. You got to deal with earthquakes. You got to deal with wildfires. Well, no matter where you live, you have to deal with, gosh, I'm trying to think. You have to deal with natural disasters. Here in the Midwest, in the summer, we have to deal with tornadoes. In the winter, obviously, we have to deal with winter storms and blizzards and cold and ice and snow and blah, blah, blah. No matter where you live, if you're along the East Coast, in the fall, you have to deal with hurricanes. On the West Coast, you have to deal with, like in California, from LA up to San Francisco, you have to deal with the San Andreas and a lot of major earthquakes. Yeah, they have earthquakes in San Diego, but they're not as big as, say, LA, San Francisco, that kind of area, up to where Cascadia is off of Washington and Oregon and up into Canada. Along from the Midwest all the way down the center of the country, you have to deal with tornadoes in the summer. And sometimes even in the winter in the southern states, you have to deal with a lot of tornadoes, Tornado Alley and all that. No matter where you live, you got to deal with something. And yes, San Diego is expensive to live at, but so is Illinois. They tax you for everything. You breathe, they tax you. You blink, they tax you. You sleep, they tax you. You swallow, they tax. I mean, seriously, all you folks that live in Illinois, you know what I'm talking about. And while it's cheaper to live here in Minnesota, it's not exactly emotionally fulfilling for me anyway. A lot of people like the snow because they like to go skiing and snowboarding and, you know, all the winter stuff that you can do. Ice fishing. For those of you that don't know what ice fishing is because you're from the South, you literally go out on the frozen lake. You can drive your car on the frozen lake at certain times of the year. Of course, when it gets really cold and the ice gets thicker and thicker, you can drive your car out on the frozen lake. You drill a hole in the ice and you literally go fishing on the lake. That's called ice fishing. Freeze your butts off. You know, some people have little shacks that you can put like a heater in that doesn't really affect the snow or and the ice or anything, so you can stay warm that way. But I'm not a big winter person. And so what I really want to do is I want to live in San Diego. Another thing I want to do is, because I currently work in retail at a grocery store as a cashier, I feel like I have to make all my customers happy. And that's exhausting at the end of the day, because some days I get up and I feel like I just want to piss off on everybody. But I can't, because that's not in my nature. And I'd lose my job if I went off on all my customers that were complaining because something wasn't priced right or whatever. Those of you that work in retail, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you that shop at retail stores, be nice to the cashiers. It's not our responsibility and not our fault if something doesn't ring up right, okay? It's the responsibility, at least in my store, it's the responsibility of the pricing people to make sure that all the stuff in the computer system is correct, price-wise. And we can't necessarily make the call if it isn't priced right. We have to call over a manager to override it, and that sometimes takes time. And if you're in a hurry, then shop online, whatever. But the job that I have is unfulfilling. I'm finding that I'm going to have to go back to data entry, and in order to do that, I have to go back to being a temp, which I've done data entry for over 30 years. For the past 10 years, for the most part, I did temp work. I got burned out. I got tired of 2 weeks here, a couple days there, maybe a couple months here, whatever. Being a temp is like playing the stock market. You could be up one day and down the next. It's very unstable as far as constant work. And so trying to find a full-time, full-time isn't so bad, like 40 hours a week, but trying to find a more, temp to perm or permanent position as a temp is harder. And I'm finding that the older I get, even though legally people can't say this, they do, companies will hire somebody that's college age, 20s, 30s, that will work for $12 an hour instead of paying somebody like me who's got 30 years of experience $17 an hour, which I'm used to making. They don't want to do that. So I find it very hard to find work. I've already taken a $5 an hour pay cut, taking this grocery store job. And I did that just to get people off my back because I was on unemployment for several months from my last assignment. I decided that was going to be it for me for data entry and temp work. And so to appease everybody, I went, screw it, I'll just take this job at the retail store and make everybody happy. But I'm not happy. Yeah, it gets me out of the house. It gets me away from my computer and playing games and stuff like that. But in the end, I'm still financially strapped. And so now I have to go back to what I was burned out doing and maybe taking a year break. Maybe I'm refreshed and I can go back and doing that. What I really want to get into is the travel field, but I don't know what area because I wasn't very good when I was taking classes for being in the travel field. I wasn't very good at the coding, so I was thinking maybe working at the airport, but I'm not very good with codes. And there's so many different codes that you have to know. You have to know city codes. You have to know airline codes. You have to know like codes for the days of the week and all that stuff. And I didn't do very good in those classes. So being a tour guide would be kind of cool. Traveling around the world is really what I would love to do. If I could take a year or two off and just travel around the world, starting in Ireland, that would be fantastic. Because I am part Irish. But it's just, I really don't know what I want to do. All I know is that I want to be happy. And I'm not happy living here in Minnesota. I'm not happy being in retail. I'm not happy allowing people to run my life. And I know that's my fault. It's not you guys. But I tend to want to make everybody happy. Because that's the way I was raised. And I'm tired of making everybody around me happy and I'm miserable. So some encouragement would be great from all of you. Keep in touch with me. Those of you that are friends with me on Facebook, you can get in touch with me there. You can get in touch with me on Twitter. I am starting to go to my Twitter a little bit more. I don't post there as much, but I do go to Twitter a little bit more. If I can get some more followers on Twitter, that would be fantastic. Danny Sierra Lynn, I know that you became a follower of mine on Twitter. I really should post more on Twitter, especially now that I have a new granddaughter, Adriana Rose. But in any case, I just kind of wanted to get that off my chest. Sea Dog and I are still thinking of moving to another apartment here. I'm not really happy with the way things are being run here, but the one apartment I did look at, they don't have an opening in their dog building. And of course I got lucky, so we might have to stay here for another 6 months, which I'm not happy about because they're changing management yet again. And I've been under this management before. They're already starting to raise everybody's rents by $200, which I think is ridiculous for this rundown place. And so, I don't know. But in any case, I'm probably coming up close to my 18 minutes if my camera hasn't shut off yet again. So, I think at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and sign off at this point. I know I have a lot more to say, but I've got to gather my thoughts, maybe write down some notes or something. And so at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and start letting you guys go. Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for subscribing to those of you that have. Thanks for the comments that some of you have been giving me. I do have a message for 4 or 5 of you. Danny M, John, Veronica and Katherine, I'm calling you guys out. We have got to do a collab, okay? John, you have been itching for it. You and I need to talk to Veronica about doing it. We need to find a subject of what we want to do. We need to find a location where we want to go, preferably not outside because it's getting cold, but we need to do a collab. So let's get together. Comment below what subjects you want to talk about. We can get together and do that. So let's get that going, okay? Danny M, not Danny Sierra Lynn, but the other Danny. John, Veronica, and Katherine. Let's get together and we'll do a collab video. That would be totally freaking awesome. We can all get our cameras together, and we can all do a video and put it up on our own channels. I know, John, you don't have one. Katherine and Veronica are thinking of doing a collab. I know, Danny, you have a channel that you don't post a lot on. Don't be afraid to do it. I'm trying to encourage you. Go ahead and make more videos. I know you're busy with work and everything, but you gotta try and think outside the box and get outside your comfort zone and just make the videos, because that'll make your channel grow. So come on, Danny, you can do it. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Hopefully my camera hasn't shut off. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see you on the next one, and you guys have a sunny day.